Hello and welcome back to the Football Parliament. On my panel today, I have got David from David Talks Football, very lovely Ankit Bia from Almighty's Blues FC, and Palash, obviously, like always with me. So, today, as we all know, we are in the weekend where एक सबसे बड़ा नॉर्थ लंदन तो नहीं बट लंदन डर्बी है Tottenham versus Chelsea, and we are here to do the match preview for you guys. Obviously, one of the biggest derbies when it comes to London football. Chelsea Spurs की rivalry बहुत अच्छी है, but obviously हर टाइम की तरह इस टाइम भी things are different. Chelsea will be facing their old manager Antonio Conte. Conte will be facing his best player of all time, Romelu Lukaku, who is still in Inter. So let's start with the first of all. I'll ask you the lineups. What are your predicted lineups? Simply starting, then we'll get into the track six. Ankit Bhaiya.
Oh yes. So yes, thanks again for calling me. Always good आपके साथ discuss करने के लिए. I know Palash also and David obviously great to speak football with Chelsea boys especially. So yes, it's a big derby. For me, I want people on the pitch who actually are ready to take on basically a Spurs side who are very buoyant. So going with that, I feel that yes, I'll go for a back four because of the injuries mainly. Generally, I prefer going back for anyway these days. Like in big games, I still prefer we play with the back five. But yeah, we don't have the players, so I think we'll go with Alonso, of course, Kepa and goal.
So you want to say Spurs is not a big game? Are you trying to put up a controversy?
No, it is certainly a big game, but yeah, then still we don't have the personnel, right? So that's why I'm putting it. Definitely don't want to look down upon Tottenham. Come on, but centre backs I think would be Rudiger and Silva because I think they are the top two centre backs available right now, and of course Rudiger picks himself as well. And right back would be Aspilicueta. In the centre of the park, I would want three because Tottenham are expected to play five in midfield if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So I think three in our central midfield area would probably be better. So just to kind of crowd that central midfield area. Or मेरे ख्याल से I think you can obviously go Jorginho, Kante, and Kovacic. Kovacic is the in-form player. What surprisingly wasn't picked in the last game to start. And then up front, again surprisingly I'll pick the same as last game. More so because it's more of a challenge कि आपने last game में perform नहीं करा and this is the time that you have to definitely do it. Hopefully, Ziyech continues his scoring form. I know he wasn't celebrating, and hopefully he does celebrate this time around against Spurs. But yes, Lukaku purely for the fact that हमने 98 million pay किया है, and he was much better against Spurs in the Carabao Cup. So I would still give him that last chance, so to speak. And Mount picks himself in a derby.
Great. Like before getting on to David for your lineup, I'll ask Palash. Like भैया ने हमें बताया going for a midfield three. Do you feel N'Golo Kante should be used as a number 8 or it should be Mason Mount who should be tugged into the midfield? Like I'm not dropping Kante, but what do you feel?
I think one of the reasons of this mini crisis that isn't being spoken about enough, mere hisab se, is that Tuchel at this moment I don't think he knows his best 11. I think as much as squad depth you have, there needs to be at least 8 or 9 players that should be nailed on starters. We saw this towards the end of last season when hum log ka Champions League run tha. You had these people who were indispensable from the side. You look at it now, hum log ko kuch nahi pata hai. We don't even know who our best pivot is because end mein jo Jorginho or Kante ban chuka tha. Now there is Kovacic coming in for the two big games against City and Liverpool. We started a Kante and Kovacic pivot. So a lot of talks about the formation, a lot of talks about the personnel. If we are going for a midfield three, I feel that I'm not a big fan of Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho starting together, if I'm being very honest. We saw this against Manchester City when Tuchel tried to create an overload in the midfield, but at the moment, it just seemed very passive. There was not enough supply to the front line. So if we are going for a midfield three, as you mentioned, I'd like to see Mason Mount drop in as a number 8 alongside any two combination of the other three mentioned players. Yes.
So David, like I'll first मुझे पता है मतलब तेरा और मेरा lineup always same ही है जितनी मैंने तेरी videos देखी है. So speak from my side as well. Put in your lineup and do focus on the left back situation. Are you trusting Alonso again, or you want something very magical or something different?
See, obviously, first of all, thank you so much for having me on the channel. Coming to my lineup now.
I think first time David's here, so big thanks for coming.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. So coming to my lineup, definitely Kepa without a doubt. That I don't think anyone is going to put Bettinelli in. So right with Alonso, because I think the other three are basically we have no other option. Rudiger, Silva, they are our best centre backs. So right back Aspilicueta, no one else is there to play there. But when it comes to left back, we have seen recently in the recent weeks Malang Sarr has been playing there, and also we have Alonso. Now the thing with I think Malang Sarr, when he played there, he did quite well, but I think quality wise, I think Alonso has more quality than Malang Sarr on his day. So I think if Alonso is up for it, up for a London derby, and he always shows up against Tottenham, so I think if he's fired up, I would choose him. But I think left back for this game, since it's being Tottenham, and I think he's got a good record also against Tottenham, so I would play Alonso for this game. Maybe the next game obviously is against Plymouth, I think, yeah. So he'll get a rest over there also. In the midfield, I would go with two DMs and a central midfielder. That means N'Golo Kante and Jorginho playing as holding midfielders. Now, although Kante doesn't really play as a holding midfielder because he carries the ball a lot going forward. So, but I would still stick both of them there in the DM position, and I would put Kovacic a bit ahead of them as a midfielder, central midfielder. Coming to my front three now, uh, I'm gonna drop Lukaku for this game. Now I know it's a big game, big player, but he's played a lot recently and not delivered. So I think we have to, because at the end of it, like how Ankit said in the video we made on my channel, that what do you say that that Lukaku that Mount was dropped because he
Yeah.
didn't perform. So I think every player should be equally treated. Doesn't matter whether you're the best in the club or you're like the worst. So I
Or
think
you've
if
paid 100 million for it. Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
it doesn't matter if you're not performing, and there are others who deserve the chance, who have been patient, who have been waiting for their chance. So I think I would drop Lukaku for this game, bring him on against Plymouth, and let him try and get back his goal scoring. His goal scoring. What do you say? Like
Stat
the
padding. Yeah.
happiness and the
Yeah.
like just exactly like just being a striker that he is, and his confidence up against Plymouth. But for this game I would play Kai Havertz, because whenever you have played Kai Havertz, he's looked really good. We played him against Tottenham also, where he scored in the first leg. So I think he's a confident player also. He's not afraid to take shots in front of goal. I would go with Mount, Havertz, and Werner as front three, because, as I said even in my preview, that Werner, when he came on against Brighton, he caused a lot of problems in that last 10 minutes of the game. So, yeah, that will be my lineup for this game.
So definitely, I agree with everything you have gone with, David. But to the panel, I'll also present one situation is, why not we go for a back three and let Alonso be the wing back and let him unleash himself? Because see, if we are saying that wing backs are or fullbacks are a problem, the same situation is with Tottenham. They are also not so good defensively. And if I am going with a back three, I'll put in Aspi as the right centre back and maybe a dribbler like Pulisic who can go head on with Regulion. I want to occupy Regulion so much that my front three can be free from Regulion. If you get that. And one more situation is, I know like I was not backing Lukaku for the game, but more and more closer I am getting to the game, I think that maybe Lukaku's physical presence is much superior to anything that centre backs, Tottenham centre backs have. So just for that purpose, to bully them, bullying them will be the exact word I'll say. To bully them, maybe Lukaku can go if we go technically. If you ask me mentally and emotionally, I'll not put in Lukaku, but I might go for that technical aspect. But see, of late we all know Chelsea have been not performing well. What will be a win for you guys tomorrow? No, just not scoring and winning, not just the game in manner of scoring. What will be the correct winning for you guys that you will be 100% satisfied from Chelsea's performance? Because we all know we ask much more than just winning. Ankit Bhaiya.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think so. First, coming to your picks, Chirag, like, and I agree with Palash's point about basically, as in about the midfield situation. But yes, coming back to basically the Spurs game itself. Earlier in the season, we beat them. I think 3-0 was it, and in that game, we had played a five-man midfield with actually wing back situation. So we might as well go with the 3-5-2 formation because yeah, that has worked well in the past, and I kind of agree with both your points because of the fact that yes, Pulisic probably will occupy the left back. Like Alonso, at the same time, is that kind of player, right? Who kind of bombs on. So it's a fact, like like Chirag, you said about what will you be happy? Like for me, हमें front foot में ही जाना है. We have to go and take the game to Tottenham because Carabao Cup 2 games we dominated and we have to show that stuff. And of course, they are basically just behind us, not even behind us. Technically, if they win their games, they are ahead of us. So we need to definitely win this game. So that's why I agree with the point about actually having Alonso giving the license. And of course, maybe just having that bully who kind of can occupy the defenders, and maybe that's where Pulisic and Alonso would work great. So yes, I would certainly like us to attack on the wings, simply put. And but yeah, certainly that clean sheet is something that we have been longing for. We've not been getting off late. We have to build on that, and that is why I suggested the crowded midfield as I did.
And definitely, and just going into the game, David, what will you be happy?
Uh, what I would be happy if like more than a win would be, first of all, I want to dominate this game because at Tottenham Hotspurs, we want to beat them in every manner possible, in every stat possible. Just want to outplay them, and which we did in the Carabao Cup. So with the team we have, we know for a fact that it is possible because we did it. With just a few weeks back with the same team. So we have the thing. The only thing is mentally now because before going into the games against Tottenham previously in the month, we drew against Liverpool, which I don't know how we managed to do that, but we did that. So that was like a confidence boost going into that game. But going into this game now, we have lost again to Man City, and we have drawn a home game to Brighton. So that aspect wise, at this point in time, all I'll take is a win. I won't ask for much more because I just like whether it's a 2-1 win, whether it's a 5-4 win, I don't care. I just want these 3 points because when it comes to the top teams playing each other, these are the games that matter the most because now I know obviously Chelsea lost to Brighton and all, but when you're competing for the top, top 4, top 6, it's the games against each other, the top teams that really
The
matter
six
at the end of the day
pointers.
because yeah, they are the 6 pointers. So just getting a victory anyhow, just scraping through at this point now, I don't really
Yeah, so David, I think we lost your
I'll to
connection.
tell you
3
honestly now
points.
what I think David का I think what was I saying? Honestly, बोलूं तो what will a win be for me? For me, 11 players playing for the badge. For me, when you score a goal, you celebrate. For me, a fresh performance, a united performance, and 3 points be. We won't forget that. That would actually be a win for me.
सब सब दे
Something
रहे
just
हैं, सब
glimpses
दे
we
रहे हैं.
saw. Something that we saw at Liverpool, उसमें 3 points नहीं मिले, but we saw a spirited performance. We saw a complete team performance. We saw people working hard on and off the ball. And we saw when we scored, we celebrated. बस ऐसे ही हाथ उठा के खड़े नहीं हो गए. There was the excitement and energy in us, and this is exactly what I like to see tomorrow.
So I'll just quickly come on, like fantastic point with Palash, but that's what I was speaking earlier as well. I think to Chirag as well as to David, right? So the fact that Ziyech did not celebrate, like in a strange way, I'm kind of also happy. Yes, of course, that passion should be shown, and of course, 99% of the fans would want that passion and that energy rubs off to the players as well. But what it seems to me is like Ziyech is basically challenging the world. Like, he's wanting like, hey, I am here to stay. You better not question me. So, that is why, in my lineup as well, I actually went for him because, I actually feel that, okay, he has that, zeal in him somehow. And hopefully, like, this time he scores and celebrates, like you said, and that'll be great.
I just want Lukaku to score and celebrate in front of Conte. My day will be done.
Yeah.
No.
The
Like,
thing with Ziyech, I think,
yeah.
is yeah. Go ahead. You're saying
No,
something.
please, David.
The thing with Ziyech, I think, is he's got this moments of brilliance like more than affecting the game on over the 90 minutes. He has these one-off moments in the games that really change. So if you're keeping him in the on the field, it's not very likely that because he does his running, I think, is a bit weird, like the way he challenges for goes into challenges and all. But when he gets the ball, I think there are these moments, not always, but in a game there are like these moments of brilliance that he shows, so which can affect the game, like it can change the game in a second. So only for that reason, you can I like Ziyech, because he has the ability, like the magic to change a game like in an instant.
That's the thing with Ziyech. There's a reason they call him the magician. But at the same point, that's a drawback in his game. If you look at what the Moroccan manager said about Hakim Ziyech, he said that Ziyech has become a player who won't work hard off the ball. He'll just wait for the ball at his feet to apply his magic. Now, ye funda tab chalta hai when you actually produce magic consistently on the ball, something that he was doing at Ajax. Because if you look at his performances and his numbers at Ajax, they won't care about what you're contributing off the ball or what your work rate is, because jab is level ka magic you're producing on the ball, then it's more than covered up. But if the same thing he needs to do it for Chelsea, and not just once in a game, we need to see more long shots. I don't remember him scoring a proper banger of a goal. I think there was one against Manchester City, but I don't remember a lot. Last वाला बोल सकते हैं Brighton का. So we need to see more of that magic जो बोलता है Moroccan wizard from Hakim Ziyech. Those crosses, those switches, those diagonals, and those long shots.
Definitely. Then maybe getting into the last segment of the video, I'll take your predictions, but in a unique way. I know like तुम सब यही predict करोगे Chelsea जीत रही है, और नहीं करोगे तो तुम सारे Zoom meeting पे नहीं होते, I'm sure. अगर तुम you are predicting Chelsea to win, I just want you to say who will be the man of the match. And man of the match ये नहीं वो goal मारेगा, the man of the match on the pitch against a team like Tottenham. Who's gonna be? Anyone?
And then for me, I have to definitely go with Kovacic. The guy has been fantastic. I know, like, I'm a huge fan. Like most of them, we are fans, like as Chelsea boys. But Kovacic for me, like this particular game, maybe midfield, may will be won or lost. And this is someone like I think David put a great point about Kovacic, maybe playing a bit further forward, and that's why we can kind of utilize him much more in this game, and we need that creativity. So hopefully he gets a couple of assists, but as in just about him being that presence that we know that he can be also in midfield is the key.
David.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think for me, if I have to say before the game, I think it's going to be Kovacic, because he's consistent. He goes into tackles. He's not scared. He's brave. Getting the ball back, and he's not afraid taking on players in the midfield, and he does it also with such ease. And I mean, like, he gets also a few assists here and there. So I think overall performance wise, I think he's going to get the man of the match for me.
Palash.
I think Kovacic is a fair shout, but for my prediction, I'm gonna go for who, according to me, has been the Chelsea player of the season so far. I know इसमें बहुत सारे candidates डाल सकते हैं. नहीं, for according to me, it's gonna be Thiago Silva. If I'm being very honest with you.
Okay, I differ. Okay.
For me, the calmness that Thiago Silva brings, and I believe his performances are highly overlooked, because he'll give you a great 80, 90 minutes, and then Chelsea will concede one goal, which is definitely not down to Thiago Silva. It might be something else, sometimes Chalobah, something completely different, and what performances puri overlook ho jati hai. But the calmness that he brings on the ball, he is very slow, but how many times have you seen him being dribbled past? His game sense, his awareness, and I think it is for the bigger occasions. वो अलग बात है कि हम लोग की हालत ऐसी है कि उसको relegation teams के सामने भी खिलाना पड़ रहा है. I think the one thing that we had in mind while signing him was for the bigger occasions, which he showed, and once again I think he'll step up.
I think just quickly to add that I think he was a man of the match, if I'm not wrong, in the first match of the season as well, like against Tottenham. I remember Thiago Silva, we were all singing after the game like 3-0, and he scored as well. So yeah, then fair shout that.
No, but मुझे नहीं पता आप लोगों ने कैसे ओवरलुक कर दिया. मार्कस अलोंसो की बात हुई, but yeah, Rudiger and Tottenham have a very good history. So I will be very much happy. And to be honest, I am going with Rudiger because Alonso जितना uncertain है ना, I trust उतना ही Rudiger if he is preferred on the left centre back position, to be honest. क्योंकि right centre back पे he did it well, but everyone knew कि अब Alonso नहीं है, उधर Rudiger नहीं है, तो attack from there. And maybe ये तो मुझे भी पता है, and I'm not at even an iota of that managing में. So obviously, I will see want to see Rudiger on the left center back, or maybe ek do header goals from corners. Who does not love it? So I'll go with Rudiger. So this
One
was
last
yeah
question that I'll have to the panelists, if I'm not stretching it too long. Thoda we have a conflict at left wing back, and uske liye there are two options from inside the club that have been spotted in training.
yeah
The
Kennedy
two
done
players,
Kennedy done Kennedy. Ankit भी यार मेरा favorite है Kennedy है.
the two players are Lewis Hall and Kennedy. Do you all see either of the two players featuring for Chelsea, starting for Chelsea in the near future?
If I may say so, like in terms of Lewis Hall, honestly, he's not a left wing back. Like I know he has played there, and of course a left centre back, and obviously Javi Vela also has played a left wing back. To be honest, but Lewis Hall's natural position is he's a proper midfielder. So it's just that the fact that with youngsters like like how we were molded, right? You play there, aaj koi nahi to wahan chal jao, that kind of thing, and that's what happened. And this guy is someone who's adapted well. So in such a big game, I wouldn't want to put him. Yes, if he comes up, great. That is a possibility, knowing what he did in the cup game. But again, this is a league game. It's a 6-pointer. That pressure, I wouldn't want to put on him. At the same time, like we have to trust Alonso in a game against Spurs, is what I would like to say. But I would certainly like to see Lewis Hall on the bench, is what I can say. If say best case scenario, like Chirag was saying, let's assume that Rudiger gets a hat trick, and then basically you get on Lewis Hall.
Definitely. And before getting into David, I'll say कि Lewis Hall, I see in the last 20 minutes of the game to just change the game if we actually require it, or give him those crucial minutes, because he is a very important figure in the academy. He's an important figure in the main squad, I'll say now, जब तक Chilwell बाहर है. So I'll trust Lewis Hall on the bench and maybe give him some minutes if we are leading 2-0 or something till the 70th minute. Yeah, David.
Kennedy and Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall, I think right now, I think if he goes out on a couple of loans and then comes back, then I think he might have a future. Because let's be honest, he's not even, how much we criticize Alonso. Lewis Hall is nowhere close to what Alonso is. So it will take a couple of years, but I wouldn't write him off like, like he won't play for Chelsea in the near future. He definitely has the chance. It's up to him, of course. And Kennedy, I think, I think Kennedy, give him the chance. I think we have to see the best out of him. He's recalled back, so I'm guessing, against Plymouth we might hopefully see something, if because I think that's the only game right now we have where we can test players.
Yeah.
Because going further in the FA Cup, I don't think we are going to be testing a lot of players, new players, giving them, minutes and all. Maybe if we are winning and all, but not starting. Because right now, against these smaller clubs, we have to make the most of getting, the younger players in the squad, in the team, and giving them minutes. Because going forward in this season now, because this season almost come to an end, the last couple of months, it's very crucial. It's a very crucial time for the league also. We can't even play them in the league because we are not even in a comfortable position in the league to play them, and like where we can afford to drop points or anything. So I wouldn't mind playing him. But Lewis Hall, I think after a couple of loans, maybe yes.
So that, and this question becomes much more valid because Ankit, we has just given us a toss up that MSN की एक और loan move reject कर दी है, and that is confirmed by the man Fabrizio Romano. So if what are your opinions? Put down in the comment section. Who would you like to see as the left wing back position, at the left wing back position in the coming future, this 6 months, which are very crucial for Chelsea. So this was the video, I think, from us, guys. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, Ankit Bhaiya. Thank you so much, Palash.
Thank you for
Thank you so
having
much
us.
for having me. I hope
क्या
everyone
थैंक यू बोल रहा है भाई मैं यहाँ पर ही हूँ
कोई नहीं, सबको बोलना चाहिए भाई, चलता है. So first of all the Chelsea ultras, do comment your predictions in the comment section. Do not forget to like the video, and सबसे पहले जाके do subscribe to David. He has 2 channels. Check both of these his channels. Links will be in the description. And obviously
you.
share everything you see. And Ankit Bhaiya के बारे में क्या ही बोले. If you are a Chelsea ultra, you know who Ankit Bhaiya is.
No, even I have 2 channels, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so people know.
And if you just are not restricted to football, Indians love cricket. Bread and butter है हमारा. Go check Almighty Cricket FC Cricket if I'm not
Almighty
wrong.
Blues Cricket, exactly.
Yeah, Almighty Blues Cricket.
Almighty Blues Cricket.
And very soon I'll be featuring that. अगर भैया ने बुला लिया तो we are
Absolutely.
we are going
And
to
Almighty Blues
go.
FC and Almighty Blues Cricket, like everyone is invited. Yes, definitely we'll be working on that as well. But again, thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, दोनों channel subscribe करो and share some love. Show him love on both the channels, especially the cricket channel, because it is a new venture. You will definitely like his views. So thank you for listening till here, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.